All right, Jazz, you have seen my intros before. You know I do a whole bunch of silly visual effects and stuff like that, but today I'm gonna do something special. I wanna take requests from you on what you wanna be. So what do you want this intro to be? I can do anything. You name it, I'll put it on you right now.
Well, since I'm tall, I'll be Meg the Stallion.
All right.
With like,
Meg the Stallion.
And I got nails, like claws, so give me like some cute claws.
Ooh, claws, like really big claws. Like put your hands out like you got claws real quick. Yeah. That's gonna look great. That's gonna look super great. Any type of like cool jewelry. Or
maybe
like
some hoops, some big hoops.
Big hoops, got you.
Like the ones I'm wearing.
Bigger hoops is what you're
hoops,
saying. Bigger hoops, E-R, hard R.
And I feel like
big.
that's what Megan wears too. Like she might wear some big hoops.
Done and done, this is gonna look so cool. Today on Poor Choices, we are taking crab legs out of the pot and putting it onto the barbecue pit. That's right, you heard me. We're grilling crab legs. Trust me, it's gonna make sense. And I have the queen, the #1 consumer of crab legs. They fear her name. My good friend Jasmine. If she gets in the ocean, they get out. I'm excited to do this. You've been asking me to do this for probably since I started the show.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
And I always
having to figure out like the right time.
Yeah, well, one, it's the first like really nice weekend in LA in a very long time. So I was like, I'm gonna barbecue something, so we might as well just do the crab legs. But also I kept telling you, because last time I made this for you, my grill caught on fire the next time.
Oh, I didn't know it caught on fire.
Yeah, it caught on fire. Well, that's on me because I didn't do a deep cleaning of it when I was finished doing it. Like I fired it up the next day, not thinking about all the butter that was at the bottom of my grill, so it caught fire.
Makes sense, yeah.
And that's why I've been putting it off, because I was like, do I really feel like cleaning my grill that much? And I did. So if it catches on fire again,
it's okay, it's worth it.
Yeah,
it's crab bowl.
yeah. But we'll just cook more
crab
crabs.
bowl.
We'll cook more crabs. Crab legs just look so unappetizing, especially when you toss it like that.
It just sounds like a loaf of bread.
Right? It does. My #1 rule in Poor Choices is always get everybody fucked up. So we'll see how drunk we get, but we're gonna start out with shot #1. I've got the Ciroc Summer Citrus, clink clink, in the green bench glasses, and Nick's off camera. Drinking with us. He's got some tequila. You've got tequila. Anything on a hot day is good, and this is all like nice and cold.
That's gonna make me hotter, to be honest, but it's okay. See, I usually don't even be taking like the whole thing sometimes.
I didn't. I did.
Yes, I was gonna try today.
Oh, well, I'm proud of you. Hold it down. Starting off, a lot of you are probably confused because you're like, what is the purpose of putting crab legs on the grill? And I perfectly understand why. Because you're like, it's in the shell, doesn't make any sense, but crab legs are still porous. So even though it's not gonna get super, super smoky, it is gonna take in some of that smoke flavor, as well as the shell is gonna get it and the butter that we based it on. And as you know, crab legs are very, very messy. So when you're touching all this stuff and putting it together, putting it in your mouth, you're gonna get that delicious barbecue flavor. So trust me, it is very, very delicious. And also, because of the dry heat inside the grill, that snap is gonna be really good. It's gonna come nice and clean off, but you'll be the judge of it. You'll be the judge of it.
Everybody likes when it's just a nice pool, like all the meat come out in one pool.
And I've had crab legs like 4 times in my life, and you've probably had it 4 times this week.
Me and like my friends,
Ooh, look at that.
we actually used to have crab like once a week, for real. Like it was that crazy, but now it's maybe like once every other week, once every like 3 weeks. I think I had crab probably like 2 Sundays ago. So it was about time.
You probably, how do these crab legs look? Do these meet your, these are king crab legs.
Oh, king.
Yeah, well there's.
See, I usually be getting snow, but king is good too though. That king has more meat. It's just harder to open, but it does have more meat.
Yeah,
So.
hopefully once we put it on the grill, it'll just pop right out. I'm gonna have you pop mine for me because I'm a little kid and I don't know how to do this. I don't work with this thing. Yeah, I really don't. Listen, I barely want to eat oranges because that's a lot of work.
My dad used to crack them for me till I was about 5. Then I started doing it myself.
And then so when you became an adult, your coming of age story.
At 5, yeah.
So we've just only got like 2 pounds today because I bought the last crab legs, but I feel like a typical order of crab legs would be like what, between 5 and 10 pounds for like a large group?
By myself, I wouldn't eat well. I probably would eat all of that myself, but it would take a little bit because king crab has a lot of meat. So I would even be fine with just the one because also there's the sides that come with it too.
Oh, we're making that today too.
Yeah, like the sides, the potatoes, corn, egg. Like in my boil, I like egg, potatoes, corn. Sometimes I'll do like noodles if I'm real hungry, like the garlic noodles, you put it in the crab boil bag. I don't really do sausage like that. I'm not opposed to it, but my top 3 is egg, corn, and potato.
That's the best part, it's the
And
sausage.
then the crab. I know, but I don't know, it's
You got
just,
some.
but it's something about the egg in there.
Well, speaking of sides, we're gonna go ahead and get started on our side. So you can do one of two things. You can either cut the potatoes in half, or you can shuck the corn and take off the silk. Which would you prefer to do?
It's a whole thing of corn? Do that.
All right. So for the potatoes, I've got these red potatoes here. I've already washed them off. These are on the smaller side. And what we're going to do, it is about the size. I've seen like some bigger ones, and if these were any bigger, say they were like this size, I would recommend anybody at home to parboil these, which is partially cook them first so then we can finish it on the grill. But I feel like these will cook pretty good and nicely along with everything else on the grill. So what we're gonna do is take the flat side and just half it like that, so that way they can lay on the grill perfectly. Let me get you a knife, and I guess I will shuck this corn. Perfect, and yeah, we'll pop them right back in that bowl. And as for the corn, pretty simple. Now, I don't want to take the husk completely off because I do kind of want it to steam in there as it's cooking. Well, I defeated the whole purpose of me just saying that. What I want to do is just get this silk off, and then I want to baste it with some of our butter that we're going to make.
When the sauce seep into that corn,
yeah,
it'd be so good.
Although, you know what, I'm gonna make an audible here.
I don't know why, but it'd be the corn be spicier than the crab in the sauce. I think because it seeps into the corn.
And because we're putting this on the grill, don't feel like you have to be obsessed with getting all the silk off, because a lot of it's just gonna kind of like singe away, so do not fret.
I had tried to make my own boil at my house, not with crab. I really like the boiled sauce. And I just wanted to make me like some eggs and corn and like some ramen. And it wasn't bad. I think that I used it was a little saltier than I would have liked.
Well, what were the seasons? Was it like Old Bay, lemon pepper, crab boil concentrate? Like what were
it wasn't a crab boil concentrate. It was just like Cajun, lemon pepper, unsalted butter, garlic.
Anything can be over seasoned, but it could have been a combination of the lemon pepper and the Cajun, because Cajun already has like a lot of salt in it. And then when you add that lemon pepper, even though it's supposed to be, you know, the lemon and pepper, certain brands still put a good amount of salt in it. So that's like the tricky thing about making some of these like sauces just in general, is like controlling the salt level.
I probably like added too much because I really wanted it to be spicy.
Yeah, well, you know what you could have did just the next time you try it, just use cayenne pepper. So put like the regular amount of like lemon pepper and Cajun seasoning, or if you're using Old Bay and stuff like that. And then you can just add cayenne pepper if you want to get that spice level up. Also, instead of Cajun seasoning, you can use Creole seasoning, because Creole seasoning is more spicier. And for anybody wondering, Old Bay is saltier, Creole's spicier, and Cajun is technically more peppery.
Well, we need to plan a green bench at Jazz.
Crab all day.
Crab extraction.
Did you go to boil crab, or what are you going for it?
So I am gonna start going again to boil a crab, because the reason why me and my friends had stopped is because they became a little overpriced. But now they've actually lessened their prices. And we really like boiling crab because the sauce is like, it's the right amount of thick with the juices. Because we went to a place where it was only just watery butter. There was no thickness to like dip anything in, like to scoop anything out of. But then, but then there's the crab boil sauce where it's too thick, and it's just like seasoning, no butter, no watery, nothing. But boiling crab has like the right amount of like stuff, seasoning, right amount of butter, and it's like perfect. But they upped their prices, like probably like around COVID, they upped it, and we were like, oh fuck no, not doing that.
So this is just some andouille sausage. It's already cooked. We're going to be pretty much just like the crab legs. We're just warming them up on the grill. We're going to be warming this up on the grill, but we're also going to give it some nice smoky flavor, some char. And so I'm just going to go in segments like this, because I don't want this to be so small that it goes through my grill grates. But this will be cool, nice. It'll cook evenly. You can see like the fat and stuff inside, and then it'll get char on all the ends, so it's gonna be great. And then the last thing we need to do, honestly, before we get ready to get this on the grill, is just make the butter, which I'm gonna throw out measurements, but understand that I'm kind of making this up as I go. As I said, I could not find any crab concentrate to get here in time. Otherwise, we would have made a traditional crab boil sauce, seafood boil sauce that you're used to. We would have clarified the butter, would have did all this stuff to it, but instead we're just gonna make a garlicky Cajun butter, if I can say the words right. And as I get this butter out, if you could do me a quick favor, this is super, super important, probably the most vital thing of this entire video. could you pour me a shot?
Oh, thought you was gonna say something about the butter.
I hope the shot goes down like butter. So I've got 2 sticks of, as we talked about earlier, unsalted butter. We want to be able to control our salt. So starting with unsalted butter is the way to go, really for a lot of recipes. I think the only time you're really using salted butter is if you're like serving it with bread. All right, so I got my 2 sticks in here, and really what I want to do is melt it. So I'm just doing this in 30-second bursts. By the way, I'm putting in my melted butter 4 cloves of, attempted to put 4 cloves of garlic in. What happened here? Something malfunctioned.
It's still doing what it needed to do.
Yeah. So if you want to clarify your butter, just FYI, because most of the time the butter is clarified, but we're just going to kind of ignore that today. You let it kind of settle after you've melted it, and then get all the milk solid fats that float to the top. You would just skim it off, and then you'd be left with clarified butter. But you don't have to do that. It's just something you can do.
It already smells like boil. Ooh.
So I've got some Cajun seasoning here, and I want to say this is probably about.
You just gonna dump it?
Yeah, it's about 2 tablespoons worth. Yeah, I'm just gonna dump it.
Oh, because it's already almost gone.
Yeah. So I wanted to use it, but you can use anything. I mean, you could use Old Bay seasoning. Again, we talked about you can use Creole. Kind of depends on what you want, but I think Cajun seasoning is going to be phenomenal here. And the cool thing about it is we can taste this butter to determine, like, do we want more of it? Do we want to back off some things? Because we could always add another stick of butter in here if we feel like the seasonings are too strong or too salty or something like that. We can kind of dilute it with more butter, which is the best thing I've ever said. Dilute something with butter.
Dilute it with butter.
Yep. And then we're gonna take the juice of 1 lemon. Gotta have lemon in there. And the parsley is optional, but I like it just one for color, but you know, it adds a good herbiness to it.
It's healthy because it's green, huh?
Yep. That's the broccoli on the plate. Like, you ever order something so bad, but they put a little piece of broccoli just to make you feel better?
Yeah.
That's what the parsley does.
That's why it's healthy right here, because of the green.
Mm-hmm. Never mind all the butter. All right, let's taste this and see what we can or cannot add. Yep, straight butter. I'm just going to just dip it in like that. Ooh. Something it could use.
The lemon is a fire add.
Yeah.
When I attempted, I didn't add the lemon.
I almost want to put just a teaspoon of Old Bay, just because I was saying Old Bay has that saltiness to it, and I think it could use just a little bit of that.
It's a little tiny.
I think that should be good. So that was probably about a teaspoon worth of Old Bay, and also as far as the parsley goes, about a tablespoon. Let's try it one more time. Listen, if we double dip, we double dip, or we could just use the other side of the spoon, doesn't really matter. Yep. That's what I want, just that little saltiness in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here's what we're gonna do now.
That's a boil. It ain't boiling, but that's a boil. It'll boil in a second.
Here's what we're gonna do. So let's put all those potatoes, I think they should fit on here.
You want me to put them a certain side up?
We're gonna brush both sides with that butter. We're also gonna brush our crab legs, because again, with it going on the grill, that smoke's gonna adhere to the butter and the shell and kind of permeate through the shell itself. And so anything that smoke can adhere to, we won't. So I know it seems silly to put butter on a thing that you're gonna discard, but
I know, but it
helps, because like your hands are touching it, and then when you're touching that meat,
break it,
yeah,
and then it's on your hands. You lick your fingers. It's okay.
Your fingers.
Your fingers.
Your fingers. And then for those of you who've just never worked with crab legs, like I haven't worked with them a lot, they are already cooked. When they catch them, they take them to a processing boat, they'll boil or steam them, and then they do a flash freeze. And so you're either buying them, very rarely are you getting crab legs raw. You're getting them either frozen or thawed out from previously being frozen. All right, so I just put some pepper on there. And again, a lot of this I'm kind of doing by feel, and that's the fun of cooking. Like, you're just in the kitchen, you're just kind of like, I want to try something new. When it comes to recipes, you'll learn very quickly as you cook a lot that a lot of recipes are just kind of guidelines, but like, I'll see somebody say like a tablespoon in this, I'm like, I've cooked enough. That's like a 4th cup.
Yeah.
You know, but they're like, you're just throwing out numbers and shit like that. But that's the fun of cooking, you're experimenting. So let's see, where can I put this at? I'm gonna put this on here.
On top of
we're gonna brush everything with butter. So we'll get those potatoes on the grill, face down, ass up, and then we'll butter that side. And then we're actually gonna put the vegetables on first, because they're gonna need about a 15-minute head start before the crab legs.
Damn, see, that's how the corn supposed to look.
So I'm gonna brush the other side once we get on the grill, but this is gonna go up, and then we're just gonna let it hang out on the grill for 15 minutes. I've got the grill fired up to 300 degrees. I'm using my Traeger today, but you can use any grill, 300 degrees. Whether it's direct or indirect is kind of up to you. Obviously, an indirect fire is gonna take longer than a direct one. You're gonna get more char with the direct, but it just depends on what you're cooking with. My Traeger has a lot more room, so we can put all this on there at the same time. But if you are doing it on, say, like a small Weber, get your vegetables done first, pop them into an aluminum tray, cover them with foil, keep them warm, and then move on to your crab legs. It just kind of depends on what you're working with real estate-wise. But otherwise, I'm gonna get this on, the sausage, and then we're gonna do the crab legs. So we'll see you all next time upstairs when we get ready to put the crab legs on. And we're gonna take more shots, because I'm getting thirsty.
Look, I was like, it's hot outside, but
Yeah.
even though it's hot, I feel like it's cooling me down a bit.
Is it?
Shot. I don't
There you
know.
go. There you go.
It's not making me
I like
hotter.
it. The science doesn't make sense, but I like it.
It's not.
I like the
It's
attitude.
making me.
Like somebody that's already 2 shots in.
Yeah. On an empty stomach at that.
I do have an empty stomach.
Cheers, everyone. We'll see you back in a second upstairs. All right, so we put the potatoes and the corn and sausage onto the grill with a 15-minute head start. My grill is a Traeger, which is a pellet grill, but you can use any type of grill you want, as I mentioned before. And then we pop the crab legs on, and I put a tray underneath to try and catch any excess butter that drips off. It just makes the cleanup afterwards so much easier, because if you do a high temp cook the next time without cleaning up all that butter, it definitely is going to lead to a fire. Especially if you're using a pellet grill like me. Trust me, I've done it before, so I know from experience, unfortunately. After about 10 minutes, I came out and basted the crab legs on both sides with our butter mixture, as well as the corn and the potatoes. Again, I know it seems a little counterintuitive, but all this makes a difference as that smoke gets into the shell, the butter, as well as a little piercing into the meat itself. And then I closed the lid up, because if you're looking, you're not cooking. And then I gave them another 10 minutes before coming back out and repeating. We want to baste these every 10 to 15 minutes until we reach about 45 minutes total. Remember, these are already cooked, so we're really just warming them up. I timed this out perfectly because the corn was cooked, the potatoes were fork tender, and the sausage had started to blister all at the same time. So it was time to get everything off and inside. These crab legs are best served immediately, so getting everything else done around the same time or before is super important. Now let's get downstairs to see what the queen of crab legs thinks. 40 minutes on the smoker at 300 degrees. Basting with that butter every 10 minutes. Also, I basted the potatoes, I basted the corn. Sausage doesn't need basting, but if you want to, go for it, it's your sausage. So Jazz, you being the resident professional in this, you let me know how it is, and is it worth it putting it on your barbecue pit? Because we did create a mess. Even though I had this here just to kind of catch the drippings, there's still some butter that got on the potatoes and dripped down, so let's listen to those sounds.
Yes, definitely breaking with ease. And I say, king crab is literally the hardest crab to
bust it open?
Yeah, no, literally, because I don't know why. It just takes forever. Yeah, that's simple.
Yeah, I heard that.
That's simple.
Yep,
Yeah,
what you need.
just so I could open the thing.
I want to eat a potato because that's what I'm. That potato
It's
hit.
right amount of spice. Now I straight a fork because just put it in there
Oh,
and I open it.
so one thing for those of you out there, if you want to, you can take a razor blade and run it down your crab legs before you put it on the smoker, just to make it easier to crack, but also to get a little bit more smoke and other things in there. There's butter. This is the
Just like-
caught the drippings. Yeah. I
It's
should have made some
literally
more
all
butter, but it's all good.
Yeah, but you used a big pan. I feel like if it was smaller, it would have actually, stayed in there.
The hell is good.
Yeah. The butter is good. The butter is good. Only thing I would say is just a little more. Corn good too. I like when the sauce seeps into the corn.
How do I do this, Jazz, without getting stabbed by this damn crab leg?
You just get that.
Okay. Oh, okay.
I mean, king crab is the crab that's gonna stab you. No crab don't got the spikes. A fork is easy too. If you don't want to get stabbed, just go here.
No, I'm kind of into it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, it's pulling out
That
though.
hurt.
Look at that. Boom.
Oh, it's pulling out super easy.
Yeah.
See how that meat just pull out. No meat left.
And there's
All
ways,
right.
like I said, there's ways, like you can totally pre-cut this if you want to. We just didn't do it today.
Yeah.
Maybe worth the next time, but man, that's really, really good. And I would say at 300 degrees, 40 minutes is a really good place because you can overcook this. It's already cooked, you're really just warming it up, but you can overcook it and turn it into like a weird, mushy, just chaos that you don't want to eat. Well, that's poor choices. Jazz, where can they find you at?
I'm on Instagram My name is _Jennifer_Check. Jennifer is my little alias. If you call me Jennifer, you don't know me for real.
And hey, we have a Patreon. $1 a month is all we ask for. Helps do recipes like this, experiments, all that. But I highly recommend giving this a try, especially all you people back home, back east. I know you want to do the boils and all stuff like that, but man,
potato.
this is definitely a way to go, especially the summertime coming up. You already got the grill fired up, throw it on there. Have a good time. Oh, and don't forget to clean your grill afterwards, because it will catch on fire.
Potato fire clean.
So what? The potatoes? Yeah. See, if we parboiled them, I would have parboiled it in like some chicken broth to add even more flavor, but these just didn't need it. But look at that, it's just so good. And that butter made the skin all crispy.
Damn.
All right, we're done here.
It's fun to feast.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.